Hey, I'm Teeg Stouffer, and I'm one of the co-founders of the American Association of Event Professionals. We are so excited because our membership is very quickly growing. We're a brand new organization, and every day more people join as charter members. We're so grateful to these people who have joined as charter members already and who are building up this organization. We're also very excited because right now, we're beginning to hear chatter about our organization, and we're beginning to get questions. And so we wanted to take a minute to answer some of those questions. So one of the questions that we've gotten is, who's behind this? And so I'm one of the people, Teeg Stouffer, that's me. The other two co-founders are Nanette Studebaker and Matthew Cox. The three of us have been working together for over 10 years. All three of us have tons of experience in experiential marketing, and we brought consultation from very tenured and experienced field staff. We've partnered with Fusion Event Staffing for the launch phase of our organization, and more will be coming on board in the future. And so we've consulted as many people as we can in the formation of the organization, and now we're inviting everybody to get involved because this will be an organization for a professional organization for our whole industry. So one of the questions that we've heard early on is, what about a wage scale? Will the AAEP provide a wage scale? Or we think it'd be helpful if the AAEP did provide a wage scale. We don't want to dictate to the industry, this is what you should be paying, but we will report on and do want to provide a wage scale as sort of like a report, in a reporting sense, that this is what we're hearing average wages are for this type of position at this time of year at this part of the country. So one of the things that we're working on is that wage scale, and it will be available sometime in the future as we kind of gather in all that data. One of the other things that has come up is a desire for insurance, health insurance and retirement savings, and that's another thing that we talked about early on. And the fact is, right now, if we were to offer health insurance, we couldn't beat what you could get right now from the health insurance marketplace. And the reason is, we don't have a big enough pool of people yet. So it's a chicken or the egg problem. And this is true for, like, small companies have this same problem where your pool of people just isn't big enough to get great insurance rates. But as we grow, we may be able to get better health insurance rates than you could get from the marketplace. The same for retirement savings plans and helping people into an IRA or something like that. So that's in the future, but we have to grow the organization first. So we're counting on you for that. Another thing that just has been coming up in dialogue is like people just trying to get a handle on what we are. What is the AAEP? What is a professional association? So we get compared to two things. One of those things is a union. We want to make very clear. We are not a union. We're not on a pathway to unionization. We are not headed towards some sort of collective bargaining type thing. No offense. If you're involved with a union, if you're a member of a union, if you have family members who are in a union, great. It's just not what we're doing. The other comparison is to Trusted Herd. That makes sense because Trusted Herd has been around for a while, and so it's normal that people might think to compare us to that organization. Trusted Herd says we're a place for workers, vendors, agencies, and brands to review event companies, find event companies, review workers, and post jobs. Their landing page also says they're a place where brands, agencies, vendors, and workers can come together for event industry jobs and reviews. That's just different than what we're doing. So we're a professional association. We're not here to be a staffing company. We're not here to be a place where people would go to post jobs. That already exists. The better comparison to what we're doing is a professional association like the National Association of Realtors, or there's one called the ABMP, and that's the association for like massage therapists. So think about it in this way. If you are a realtor, you're a member of the National Association of Realtors, that's your professional association. And there was a time that didn't exist. It was a long time ago. Maybe a massage therapist would be a more recent association to think of. So 30 years or 40 years ago, some recent time, there was no such thing as a licensed massage therapist. There was only masseuses. And then there was problems because of that. And so those people said, we need to professionalize. And then from that time forward, you could you could tell the difference of who the professionals were and are. So you can tell who a professional massage therapist are because they're a licensed massage therapist. They're a member of the ABMP. And so the same is true for realtors. There was a time that just anybody was selling houses, and there was no standards, and there was no standard of conduct. There was no standard. And so there was all kinds of crazy dealings with, but selling a house, it's a big deal, right? So they decided we need to professionalize this, and they created the National Association of Realtors, they created a real estate license, and then people could join that. Think about those first people who were the first ones to become actual realtors. It was career making for them. It made them wealthy, and they were the pioneers in that industry. And now today, you can't imagine, I'm not a realtor, you can't imagine coming to me and saying, hey, Teej, will you sell my house? No, you'd go to a realtor. You'd go to a realtor, right? So that's what we're doing. We're doing more like what those organizations are doing. We're working to professionalize the industry. So if you've been doing this for any length of time, you know that it's an awesome industry. It has awesome opportunities. We love the flexibility that comes with this, the creativity that comes with this, all the benefits that come from being in the experiential marketing industry. We love that stuff, and we don't want any of that to go away. We just want to work to solve some of the problems that we all know are here if we've been doing this for any length of time. One of the things that's required is like standards, like a commonly agreed upon standard of conduct, which currently doesn't exist. So there are a lot of benefits that come. Listen to this. The brands and agencies, they really want it too. And so one of the things that is happening is that the experiential marketing industry is growing. And these brands and agencies, as soon as they can choose professional staff or candidates who have said, I don't want to agree to a standard of conduct, I don't want that, they'll choose the people who have said, okay, I'll agree to that standard of conduct, I want to be professional, and they can show that badge in the same way that if you hire a realtor, you would want to be able to know that that realtor has that little R on their business card, right? If you visited that realtor's website, you'd want to see that they're legitimately a realtor. And you could, if you wanted to, you could go to the National Association of Realtor website and you could check up on them. And are they there? If something went really wrong, you would have a place to go file a grievance with them. Which is a little different than the many organizations and the many platforms that now exist for like everything, where you can do, do a rating system or something like that. And so we will definitely work just like the National Association of Realtors, just like the ABMP does for massage therapists, just like every professional organization does. We'll work on professional development and mentorship and career growth and ongoing training and all the stuff that comes from a professional organization. So once that move towards professionalization starts, it kind of never goes backwards. You can think about just about every profession. Our industry is about 40 years old, depending on how you look at it. It's kind of amazing that we've gotten 40 years in a multi-billion-dollar industry with brands that we're representing that are multi-billion-dollar brands. They don't want to entrust their brand's reputation to just anybody. They want professional representation. So that's where we're headed. We hope that you will come with us and be one of the first to get on board, because we're growing great places. You might have more questions, and if you do, we are here to answer those questions. We want to be accessible to you. You can email info@eventprofessional.org. You can visit our website, eventprofessional.org, and click Contact Us, and we will love to have dialogue with you if you have any questions at all. This is an organization of us, for us. It's a nonprofit association, and we are going places.